This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Tonight, a truck driver is thanking fire crews for saving him from these rising floodwaters. The rescue happened after a storm dumped heavy rain in Rock Hill. That was early this morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Deer Creek has been prone to widespread flooding in years past, and 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live for us along Manchester Road, where much of that flooding happened. Diamond.
Well, Mike and Ann, as you can see behind me, that truck still here in this parking lot after its driver was rescued overnight. Now this evening, a completely different scene. No more water. Instead, muddy and slippery pavements. Businesses along Manchester Road were cleaning up for most of the day.
So thank you for their help.
Emmanuel Larry thanking Rock Hill Fire Department after he was rescued by boat in the overnight hours Tuesday. It happened on Rock Hill Industrial Court off of Manchester Road. The truck driver says he was sleeping inside of his truck, waiting for Forest Product Supply Company to open in order to deliver wood.
I tried to open the door, but the water was touching my door a little bit. That's why I just called 911 to let them know I'm not safe.
By Tuesday morning, businesses were sucking up the water, cleaning up mud and debris that washed up from Deer Creek.
We've had people out in the parking lot with power washers since 7 a.m. this morning.
Rob Muller is the sales manager at Schiller's Camera, and he says there was no physical damage to the building. These pictures showing how much water had to be cleaned up. Across the street, Trainwreck Saloon flooded so bad in 2022, they had to close for a period of time. During this week's flood, they only had dampness in their basement. Muller says the constant flooding is emotionally taxing.
Our building is elevated a little bit more, so we've been very fortunate that we've never had water come into our building.
In years past, the neighboring city of Brentwood spent $120,000 to clear out Black Creek to hopefully improve the flow of Deer Creek. But still, Muller says more needs to be done for ongoing flooding problems.
Unfortunately, this happened numerous times last year, and we thought that things would get better with all of the construction that they were working on, but apparently there's still more that needs to be done.
Now, for the past 15 years, the Deer Creek Watershed Alliance has been working with community members to improve water quality, but also doing things to mitigate flooding. They're encouraging anyone in this area to install catch basins, as well as pavement, and even install planting in their yards. Reporting live here in Rock Hill, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
In Illinois, strong winds caused severe damage in Chester. Downed power lines blocked a street for hours, leaving many in the dark, including at an assisted living facility. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay shows us how they're keeping residents safe without the lights on.
As the sun rose over Chester, Illinois Tuesday morning, crews worked diligently on not one, not two, but 6 power lines that shut down State Street.
This is not the first rodeo we've had around here. It's been 3 or 4 times this has happened.
The street was shut down for hours, leaving many searching for alternate ways to get to work, including employees at the manor at Craig Farms.
I woke up at 5 and just started making phone calls to my staff on how to get here.
Thankfully, maintenance manager Stan Newby came to the rescue, using his side-by-side to get people to the assisted living facility.
Somebody had to be here to get people fed and do what we could to help them, because that's what our goal is, to help the residents.
Residents that were now left in the dark after strong winds snapped power lines in half, leaving their hallways pitch black.
This is a real big setback for us right now.
It puts our day-to-day, operations on a little bit of a hold until we get power back on.
The staff making do, serving what they could for breakfast and routinely checking in more with their residents.
The girls are kind of just going with flashlights. Some got headlamps on, making sure the residents are safe and getting their medications on time.
Not only did the power go out here, take a look at how much hail accumulated on the deck outside of this assisted living facility. Take a look at how much hail I can just pick up in my hand right now. This is one of the many issues they're now dealing with.
We have a little bit of window damage from the hail. Some of our screens got messed up.
While they patiently wait for their lights to turn back on.
You never know. It could be short, it could be long.
The staff at the manor at Craig Farms is going to keep doing what they do best.
Ain't much we can do other than take care of the residents right now.
Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
During the peak of the storms, Ameren, Illinois said about 1,000 customers were without power in Chester.
Today, the National Weather Service sent out crews to survey possible tornado touchdowns last night. Those crews confirmed that one did hit Chesterfield, the EF0 tornado touchdown just north of I-64. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has been tracking the storm's path.
You know, we sure did yesterday, and that storm through the evening hours and overnight pushed onto the east of St. Louis. It could have been a lot worse. As we wake up this morning, some of us without power, some of us having to deal with branches down, some of us with water in our basements. But nobody died last night, no reports of any injuries. And even though the storm reports were somewhat limited, we did have one confirmed tornado track here that's been identified by the National Weather Service storm survey teams just east of Chesterfield Mall, and really just kind of east right there from Chesterfield Parkway where you get off at Highway 40, the first one as you're going westbound, and then slid by to the north of Conway Road. This is what it looked like coming into Chesterfield. That was the storm that produced that severe weather, the wind damage, and that EF0 tornado that was on the ground for about 2 miles before it moved out. The good news is all of that severe weather threat long gone. They're still dealing with rough storms, though, across parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, into the Ohio Valley. And on the backside of this system, there's snowflakes flying in northern portions of Illinois, and our temperatures have dropped back into the 40s north and west of St. Louis. It's a live look over at Kirkwood right now where, yes, there are some rain showers in the area. Nothing all that intense, nothing severe. We'll catch you back here in a few minutes. We'll look ahead towards the weekend, Dan.
You can get our Weather First forecast anytime. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send it to you.
Polls close in less than an hour across the Show Me State as Missouri voters weigh in on local elections.
Dozens of mayoral races and marijuana taxes are on the ballot in our region tonight. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is watching 2 questions that could cost you more. Mark.
We've got a lot of old, aging water infrastructure buried deep underground. And since they built it all, about 300,000 people have left town, leaving the rest of us with bigger bills. The Metropolitan Sewer District, MSD, manages nearly 10,000 miles of sewer lines. Those broken lines and backups got so bad, the feds took St. Louis to court about a decade ago and said, you've got to clean all this up. So tonight, voters decide 2 questions, Prop W for wastewater and Prop S for stormwater. The first would authorize MSD to borrow $750 million. That second question would raise your property taxes about $25 per homeowner to help drain floodwaters during heavy rains.
It's mind-boggling the equipment it takes to build infrastructure like this, which is what we need to fulfill our mission of protecting the public's health, safety, and the water environment.
This will really help out the sanitary, the system in this whole region, this area, and it'll put MSD and our customers in a much better position going forward.
And Wall Street is watching how voters react tonight. The ratings agencies want to see how this might impact MSD's credit rating. It's a huge operation, the 4th largest wastewater treatment system in the nation. If voters do decide to borrow that $750 million, that's a lot of interest lenders can collect.
Thank you, Mark. Get a link to our full voter guide by scanning the QR code on the bottom right hand of your screen or by texting GUIDE to 314-425-5355 or head to kstk.com/guide. Stay with 5 on your side as the election results come in tonight. Scan that QR code on your screen and we will be breaking all of the results down tonight at 10.
Coming up, a cold case from the 70s solved in Lincoln County. Hear from the victim's family who waited decades for answers.
And STL Style in the spotlight, how the St. Louis Fashion Fund celebrated its 10th anniversary.